Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the North Broward Preparatory School here in Coconut Creek, Florida for tonight's contest between the visiting Everglades Gators and the North Broward Eagles. Hi everybody, Sam Gelfand here, so excited to welcome you to this senior night contest. Another big test for the Everglades Gators, who are 7-7 and haven't played a game in a whole week. We'll have to see if they've come back well rested or rusty. Meanwhile, the North Broward Eagles on an absolute tear. They have won 6 straight games. 3 of those, well, the last 4 in total, have been Mercy Rule wins. It's not going to be an easy one for the Gators, but you know what they say, any given Friday, right? So, looks like the managers are currently meeting at home plate. We just had our senior night ceremonies, and this one should be underway in a few minutes. We'll be right back with starting lineups and the national anthem after this. It is game time in Coconut Creek. Hi everybody, Sam Gelfand here. So excited to be here, not only on the call, but running every single aspect of this broadcast exclusively on YouTube. Everglades Gators and the North Broward Eagles about to get at it, but first let's take a look at our starting pitcher tonight. It is Filippo Baldassari coming to us all the way from Montalbate, Italy. And boy, are the Eagles glad that he has, because his last time we saw him on the diamond, he nearly had a no-hitter. 2 outs away from a no-hitter, in fact. 5 innings pitched, 1 hit, 1 run allowed, was not earned, 1 walk, and 10 strikeouts. He is absolutely dynamite, a fastball up to 90 miles an hour, and an assortment of breaking balls that go anywhere from 70 to 82 as well. This is a very proficient pitcher, and he is throwing with a vengeance tonight. It is senior night after all. He was just honored, along with the other seniors on this North Broward squad, and no pitcher wants to face a loss on senior night. The Gators are a very proficient hitting team, but will that be enough to take them over the Eagles? That is the question, especially since this Eagles squad has confounded some of the best hitting teams in this entire state. The Gators currently batting .294 as a team. For comparison, North Broward batting just .258. Looks like we are just about ready to get underway. And it'll be Anthony Lugo to lead things off for the Gators.
And now number 4, Anthony Lugo.
Your eyes do not deceive you. This is normally North Broward's visiting jersey that they're currently wearing, but they're wearing the road uniforms because they played last night. Not enough time to wash them. Looks like there was some sort of problem with Moldov's gear. And you might hear that, oh yeah, it's probably the windiest night of the year so far. That will certainly be a factor as this game continues. First has got to get underway. A ball at 85 from Baldassari, and we are off to the races. Hit right past Haslam at first and into right field. Lugo decides to go around to second. The throw will not beat him there. And it's a leadoff double for Lugo. That's exactly the kind of start that Everglades wanted. That's a morale builder right there. Taking on one of the best teams in the country. A leadoff double will do wonders for your morale. Baldassari finds the zone for his first strike. Lugo has not stolen a base this season, though that could always change. A check swing fouled off by Alex Ramirez, who is not only batting second, but on the mound tonight. He's in the hole 0-2. Baldessari, though, misses the zone. This one continues. Breaking ball fouled off. That one coming in at 75 according to the pocket radar, which I've been generously loaned by the Rostock family. Baldessari sets. Here's the 1-2. High and outside, and there's no way that Ramirez was catching up to that. Baldessari's first strikeout of the night. Get used to seeing him. After all, he had 10 the last time he was on the bump. This time a breaking ball gets by Gabriel Bellini, who's batting .381 this season. You know, it's got to be real tough for a pitcher right now to go through that ecstatic feeling you get on senior night. You were just honored, you got your flowers, and now you got to be all business. But clearly Baldessari is. Another breaking ball, and it's 0-2. It's a mark of a good athlete, someone who can rebound from such an emotional high. Same goes for emotional lows. Check swing. Did he go? Yes, and there's the tag. 2 outs, 2 strikeouts for Baldessari.
Now batting number 22, Alex Mota.
And Baldessari's doing Baldessari things right now. Baldessari is an .094 ERA so far this season. Misses low. That is the problem with breaking balls. They do tend to find their way lower in the zone, often because you're obviously taking a little bit of speed off of it compared to your fastball. You'd be surprised how hard it is to locate a breaking ball that's high in the zone. Fouled straight back by Alex Mota. It's 1-2 now. Baldessari humming. And that is chopped to the third baseman Smith, who throws across the diamond to Haslam, gets him, and Luco on second has got to be the loneliest man in the world. A leadoff double and then 3 quick outs for Filippo Baldessari. Alex Ramirez on the mound for Everglades, and his first test will be Kieran O'Neill, the senior. O'Neill committed to the University of Central Florida. Last year's HSBN 3A12 Hitter of the Year, and he proved why last night, launching a moonshot over the left field fence for his first home run of the season. First offering from Ramirez off the catcher's glove, and thank goodness for the chain link, that would have hit me. That wind still foreboding at the North Broward Diamond. Currently blowing inwards towards home plate, though it was blowing out to center field a little bit earlier. And that'll be a determining factor for how this game goes. As long as the wind is blowing in, you're going to see a lot more line drives and ground balls than you may normally. But if that wind goes out to left field, we might see some dingers. And O'Neill threatens to do it again. Back to left field at the track. Touch 'em all! His last 2 at-bats, 2 round trips. Kieran O'Neill is on fire. Just like that, it is 1-0.
Adrian Rodriguez.
Just like that, 1-0. Can you believe it? Rodriguez wants to do the same thing, except he pops it up to short, and Bellini brings it down.
Now batting, number 3, Max Burkle.
And now here's Burkles. Burkles, also a senior. Yet to homer this season, but who needs home runs when he's pretty well poised to set the North Broward batting average record for a season? Right now, Burkle's batting .543, if you can believe that. An on-base percentage of .691. On base 7 out of 10 times. Even the best hitters usually are out 7 out of 10 times. A little soft toss high in the zone. It's 3-1. And Burkles hits one past the diving first baseman Mota into right field. And that's a base knock for Burkles yet again.
Now batting, number 34, Josiah Haslam.
I think only once or twice this whole month has Burkles had an offer. And now Haslam's up to bat with one out and a runner on first. Strike on the outside corner. Haslam, another senior on this squad. And another pitch misses, well, hits the zone outside that Haslam holds off on. He wants his pitch. Haslam 6'6", an imposing presence. And he hits one right up the middle into center field. Burkles heading to third. Going to be a close play, but he's out! Is he really? Take another look and see for yourself. It was certainly close. He got him.
Now batting,
Yeah, he got him.
Number 19, Campbell Harrison.
A tough call for the ump, but from our video replay, it looks like the correct one. Now here's Campbell Harrison. All sorts of excitement, twists, and turns at the beginning of this one, as there's another one up the middle. Haslam holds up at second, and Harrison has his second hit of the year.
Now batting, number 8, Anthony Mestre.
A quick mound visit to settle Ramirez down. That's 3 straight hits that Ramirez has allowed. 3 straight singles. And now here's Anthony Mestre, who's batting .230 this season, with 2 runners on and 2 outs. Catcher considers popping up, trying to get the runner at first, but decides against it. Harrison has not stolen a base this year. The 0-1 becomes an 0-2. Mestre has walked 3 times, struck out 19 this season. And Mestre gets plunked at the top of the back. These bases are loaded with 2 outs. The good news is it was a breaking ball, so at least it's not coming in with serious velocity.
13, Camacho.
Really should talk over this song because it got my video claimed the last game. Camacho has been on a serious hot streak. Raised his batting average up to .286 from below .200 over the past month. Camacho clearly swinging for the fences as he fouls off the first pitch he sees. Right now, that wind is blowing towards left field, so Camacho, a righty batter, if he can get a hold of one, why not? And Camacho lines one down the right field line, just foul. Hit the dirt right next to the paint, and that's a loud strike too. Oh and 2, 2 outs, bases loaded. Here's Ramirez. Camacho swings and misses, and that ends the first. Kiernan O'Neill with a leadoff home run, but the Gators otherwise get out of a jam. We head to the second after this. As mentioned last inning, the Everglades Gators are a team that knows how to hit a slash line of .294, .376, .357 on the season. Of course, take a note of the difference: 91 singles, 19 extra base hits, and that's a large gulf between walks and strikeouts. Perhaps not the most disciplined team out there. And Baldessari has to be thinking of how to take advantage of that as Eli Romero, the center fielder, steps up to the plate. Hit right past the diving O'Neill and into center field, and there's another leadoff base hit for the Gators.
Now batting number 28, Matthew Urena.
Romero aboard. That's his 10th hit of the year. That brings up Matt Urena. Love the extra paint on the field for senior night, all the numbers down each line. As there's a strike to Urena. Really makes it feel like an extra special night. Didn't have that when I was here at North Broward. I really can't say playing here at North Broward. I played 1 year of 9th grade JV. And there's a reason why I never progressed past that. Ball misses the zone. It's 1-1. Big hack, nothing to show for it. Now a 1-2 count. That is popped up, right side. Haslam trying to track it, but it goes foul. Heard manager Brian Campbell say, all right, strike him out, throw him out. Wouldn't that be nice if you're an Eagle? Here's the 1-2. Gets him to chase it. And Baldessari is up to 3 Ks tonight.
Now batting number 5, Julio.
Julio Amuedo now up to bat. Amuedo batting 194. Runner takes off, it's fouled off, and that's a waste of a perfectly good jump. And the problem is, once the hit and run doesn't work, once batter fouls it off, I mean, you can't do it again. Now they're expecting it. Maybe after a couple of pitches you try it again, but not on the next one. Misses low. Urena, by the way, has only stolen 1 base this year. Excuse me, that's not Urena, that's Romero, who's stolen 6 bases this year. Baldessari keeping him honest now. Behind the plate for North Broward tonight, Aiden Moldoff, who I believe this is his first start of the year. The 1-1 sets up outside. It's a ball. Couldn't get him to chase. Moldoff heading to the University of Tampa. But it's typically been Julian Rodriguez who we've seen behind the platter. Low, it's 3-1. Couple of spectators pleading for a ground ball, want a double play. North Broward has only turned 7 this season. And that's a walk. Amuedo makes his way to first. Seems Romero got that base after all, just not how he planned to. That brings up Pedro Duran. .82 in the dirt. And now Moldoff's going to go and try to calm Baldessari down. Like I said, it's so hard to keep your head in the game right after you're honored for senior night. And you're excited because your teammate just hit a leadoff home run and you feel like you have at least a little bit more of a cushion. But you got to bear down. You've got one job and it's standing 55 feet, 6 inches away from you. Duran batting .281 this year. And that's still low, but does find the zone. Duran has 9 hits, 2 walks, but 12 strikeouts. 3 RBIs, too. And he's certainly hoping to have 2 more that are currently on the base paths. Another trapdoor strike. And now he's in the hole 1-2. Breaking ball hit into right field. Haslam thinking of calling it. And it falls out of the glove of Rodriguez. Now the bases are loaded. An admirable effort, but just not enough. Now, do you call that a single? Do you call that an error? I believe you call that an E4.
Now batting number 11, Chris.
Rodriguez almost had it, but just not quite. First pitch is a ball to Chris Colon. Colon has only had 1 at-bat so far this year. He struck out during it. Very upright batting stance. Not catching up to that one. The Gators dugout starting to clap. And Baldessari finds the bottom of the zone, 1-2. Seems to be Filippo's favorite place to be. On average, he just needs 3.3 pitches per batters faced. Hit on the ground right to Haslam, who goes for the runner at home, and it misses. Another run is coming home. It is 2-1. The Gators are on the board. And we're having a mound visit now. I don't know if you can put the blame on Baldessari there. That was a fielding mistake, but it certainly will affect Baldessari's psyche. I mean, Haslam did the right thing, trying to get the run at home, but he was right next to first base. He could have stepped on the bag at least. Romero scores, Amuedo scores. And here's leadoff hitter Lugo, who doubled his first time up. Baldessari throwing out of frustration now. And that one is hit right up the middle. Mestre floats underneath it, brings it down. But no throw will reach home in time, and it's 3-1 Everglades. A sac fly for Anthony Lugo makes it 3-1. Now here's Ramirez, and there goes the first strike. Hit up the middle, Rodriguez fields it, flips to second. And North Broward's out of a jam in the second. It's not often that North Broward finds themselves on the back foot, and usually when they do, it doesn't last for long. But that's exactly the position the Eagles are in right now as Aiden Moldoff strolls to the platter.
Now batting, number 11, Aiden Moldoff.
A couple nights ago, Moldoff had his first hit of the year. As there's a strike high and outside. We haven't seen too much from Moldoff, but he certainly has shown potential for power. And he grounds one right back to the pitcher, who's going to walk it over himself. Quick toss, and one is down.
Now batting, number 5, Alex Smith.
Alex Smith comes to the plate now. He hasn't had an official at-bat in 2 games, but that's because he's walked twice each of those games. He doubled his yearly walk totals in the last 2 games alone. .84-mile-an-hour ball from Ramirez. So great to have a radar now. Another packed house for North Broward tonight. Bleachers behind me, close to full. And Smith fouls one off just above the North Broward dugout. Here's a 1-1. And Smith hits one on the ground to Amuedo, who throws over to first and gets the out.
Now batting, number 2, Kieran O'Neill.
And here comes the man of the hour. Home runs and 2 straight at-bats for O'Neill. Now, I'm not going to tell you to hold your breath and expect it a third time. But anything's possible. Wind is blowing straight towards home plate, though. Have to overcome nature. Swinging for the fences, fouls it off. O'Neill broke a home run drought that lasted several games for North Broward, but it's not like we haven't seen balls that have come close. Just the wind has been blowing in over the last few games, and there's been plenty of balls that have died at the warning track. He went, and it's 0-2. I think O'Neill's getting into his own head. He knows that he's hit 2 straight homers, and he really does want to make it a third. But 0-2, you really can't swing for the fences. In the dirt for a ball. O'Neill came into this game batting .290 with 18 hits. Now that's up to 19. 11 walks and 11 strikeouts. Perfectly balanced, as all things should be. And O'Neill hits another one to left field. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? This is not possible. 3 straight at-bats, 3 straight homers. I'd call this video game stuff, but I'm not good enough to do this in a video game. This is insanity!
Now batting, number 10, Adrian Rodriguez.
I mean, I know O'Neill's heading to UCF, but really you should be heading to a laboratory someplace. Get this kid studied.
What's going on?
This is just unreal. It's 3-2 off of 2 home runs by Kieran O'Neill. I will eat my words when I said don't hold your breath for a 3rd home run in a row. Rarely am I more glad to be wrong. Rodriguez chops it foul. And you know, if there's anyone you got to feel for, sure, you got to feel for Ramirez on the mound, but you got to feel for Rodriguez because he's got to follow this act twice now. Rodriguez right past the glove of Amuedo, and he is heading to first. A quick single for Rodriguez.
Now batting, number 3, Max Burkle.
Burkle singled his first time up. I'm still in awe of what we've just witnessed. Chance of Berkey emerging from the North Broward dugout. Can you imagine the pressure on O'Neill now for the 3rd time he comes up to bat today? He's got to have a chip on his shoulder the size of the Empire State Building now. And Burkle tears one into center field. No one gets to it. Off the glove of Romero. Rodriguez holds up at 3rd. It's a double for Burkle.
Now batting, number 34, Josiah Haslam.
2 in scoring position with 2 outs for Haslam now. Looks like the scorers are giving Burkle the hit there, not an error. Isn't baseball fun? And you want to talk about a chip on someone's shoulder. Haslam has not exactly been hot over the past few games. Even so, he's still adding to his RBI numbers, even when he has been struggling to get on base. He's up to 20 this season already. He has 6 home runs on the year, but hasn't hit one in the second half of the season. Low in the zone, umpire gives it to him. I mean, trust me, umpiring is such a difficult job. Not just making all those calls, but also having to deal with the flag from the crowd. Haslam pops one up foul. Some foreboding clouds in the distance. They are moving towards left field, though. Looks like any inclement weather should miss us. Umpire calls the pitch outside as a strike, and it's been a very, very interesting second inning. If the third inning is as interesting as the second was, we're in for a long night. And I do mean that in a good way. Thank you so much for joining us here exclusively on YouTube. Sam Gelfand, not only on the call, but running every single aspect of this production. 3, 4, 5 batters coming up for the Gators, starting with Bellini, who struck out the first time he perused to the platter. Baldessari still on the mound and throws a ball. Baldessari has 3 strikeouts so far tonight. Though he's behind 2-0 now. The big story so far, of course, on senior night, Kieran O'Neill hitting 2 home runs to left field. As one has popped up foul down the right field line. One chop to Smith, who brings it down, throws over to Haslam. What a web gem by Alex Smith. Take another look at this. Great hops from Smith to bring it down, and then also off balance to be able to make the throw. That is some senior level maturity from the sophomore. It's a shame on your scorecard that's only going to be a 5-3. Plays like that make you wish that scorecards were a little more descriptive. Though I also wish they weren't, because it take a lot of time. Alex Mota, the batter, also grounded out to third his first time up. He's batting .415 this year. No wonder Baldessari keeps going low in the zone. It's working for him. Mota with a foul tip foul. Well, it's implied that a foul tip would be foul. I didn't get much sleep last night. Baldessari sets the 1-2 to Mota. Fouled off again. And this at-bat continues. Mota has 17 hits on the year, 10 RBIs as well. The Gators bench clapping a clave rhythm. And this one keeps going. If you're more of a sports fan than a musicologist, clave is the Trademark Latin rhythm, the dot, 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 dot. It's found in all Latin music. On the corner, that was a strike to Haslam, but not to Mota. Remember, it's not about finding the strike zone, it's about finding the umpire's strike zone. Low and outside, 3-2. This is high school ball. There's no replay, there's no umpire challenges. It's not about finding the proper zone. You've got to work within the confines that the umpire gives you. And really, therein lies the game. Full count. Outside, and that's a walk. Mota with a little pep in his step because Moldoff can't find it. Now there's one out and a runner on first for Eli Romero. Romero standing just 5'6", 158 though. Runner takes off. Moldoff with the throw, does not get him. And that's a stolen base for Mota. His fourth stolen base of the year. It's been a competitive game so far, not something we're used to seeing out of North Broward. Baldessari steps off the rubber and then back on. Baldessari looks like he's throwing out of frustration, which is not something you want to do as a pitcher, as he's behind 3-0. Quick visit from Smith and Moldoff as well. As a pitcher, you can't lose your cool. You can't get angry. If you start throwing out of frustration, you're going to miss the zone even more than you may currently be. It's hard to stay cool, calm, and collected, but that's exactly what the best athletes on earth can do. And they can do it no matter what. The 3-0 finds the zone. A walk worked by Romero, and now no, the coach is coming out to give the umpire balls. Two straight walks for Baldessari, though, and we are indeed getting a mound visit. A lot of attention is on the seniors tonight, but of course North Broward actually an extremely young team. 6 seniors, 5 juniors, 8 sophomores, and 2 freshmen on this varsity roster. One thing that manager Brian Campbell has told me over and over again this season, he says, I've got so many good sophomores, I can't fit all of them into the lineup. It's a good problem to have, but certainly a little frustrating. And what just happened? Something freeze. All right, we lost one of the cameras. The app crashed that I used to control the Logitech Mevo camera. That would do it. So if things leave this little view here, I'm going to have to describe it to you as if it's radio. Baldessari gets his first strike. Hey, we got it back. How nice. Love doing mid-game tech support. 1 out, 2 on. Baldessari misses low again. This is Matt Urena up to bat. He struck out first time up in the second. And this time pops one up to right. Floating underneath it is Camacho, who has to charge in. He can't find it. The wind playing tricks on Camacho, and now the bases are loaded. You can blame all of that on the wind. I think you can call that a clean base knock, too, because I didn't see it hit Camacho's glove. So now the bases are loaded for Julio Almeida. The wind gusting. And Baldessari is in a jam. He's gotten out of them before, but that doesn't mean it'll be any easier. North Broward has plenty of options in relief tonight, as there's a handcuffed swing from Almeida. No relievers were used last night, and I was told that Nate Hernandez and Josiah Haslam were available in relief last night, so I would assume the same would be true tonight. Almeida holds off again, and the umpire is just not giving Baldessari the bottom of the zone. But that's what he's been targeting all night, so perhaps he's got to change up his approach. Low and outside makes it 2-2, though. Here's the 2-2. On the ground, back to Baldessari. Gets the out at home. They try to turn 2, and they get it at first. That is how you get out of a bases-loaded jam. Great fielding, great maturity showed by the Eagles. Five, six, 7 batters up for North Broward. I think many of us expected a pitcher's duel tonight between Everglades' ace and North Broward's number 2. Between Everglades' ace and North Broward's number 2, I think most of us expected a pitcher's duel, but it's been a hitter's game so far. Harrison singled his first time up. Open to do it again here. Harrison pops one up right side. That may stay in the ballpark. Wind taking it to strange places, but it is brought down by the first baseman, Mota.
Now batting, number 8, Anthony Mestre.
Mestre up to bat, hit by a pitch his first time up. North Broward's been plunked in at least once in most of their last few games. Mestre with a good take at the hands, but it's called a strike. Mestre swings for the fences and instead finds a foul ball. Mestre a running back as well, entertaining a few D1 offers to play football. But he's just one of those people who's a natural athlete. It doesn't matter what sport he's playing, football, baseball, it's all the same. The 0-2 to Mestre. Rings him up, and Ramirez is finding success with his strike zone. That is strikeout number 20 for Mestre this season.
Now batting, number 13, Adolfo Camacho.
Now here's Camacho, who also struck out. 3 strikeouts for Ramirez so far. Once again, held off by Camacho. Camacho with a chopper this time to Urena, who throws over to first and gets the out. A 1-2-3, bottom of the third, takes us to the fourth. Pitching has been North Broward's strong suit so far this season. A 1.70 ERA as a team, though clearly that's been exceeded so far tonight. A 140 whip on top of that, and that walk-to-strikeout ratio has been slowly climbing upwards. We're up to 184 now. Opponents are batting 206 on the whole against this team. Now here's Duran, who fouls one back. Duran reached first on an E4 his first time up, later scored. Of course, I should probably change that scorebook. It's the top of the fourth now. And now, Baldassari ahead 0-2, something he has been desperately craving for the last couple of innings. Popped up right side. Haslam can't get to it. It's taken all the way to the front of Everglades' dugout. That wind is such a powerful force and such a deciding factor in this game as it picks up again. I mean, everything's getting blown every which way here in the stands. Misses, and the crowd is in disbelief. I mean, admittedly, it looked like a miss to me, but it does feel like that was a miss that has been given in the past. Nothing for Duran. Moldoff gets the out at first, and that's a K. Strikeout number 4 for Baldassari in this one. That brings Chris Colon up to bat. Colon reached base for the first time this year in his first at-bat. Brought 2 runners home. And now he's behind 0-2. A strikeout here would be a huge confidence builder for Baldassari. Plays with his timing, deals, and it clearly works. Check out that funny little leg kick. A little delay is all it takes to blow it by Colon. Filippo up to 5 strikeouts now, and that brings up the leadoff batter, Lugo. It's not often you see a catcher batting leadoff. Not something you've really seen since the days of Jason Kendall. There's a deep cut for you. Pirates and Brewers, great. Two-0 count to Lugo, who is 1 for 1 with a double and then a sacrifice fly that brought home a run. Three-0 count. Here's Baldessari. Misses high and outside. That's a 4-pitch walk to Lugo. A double, an RBI, sac fly, and a walk. Have yourself a game, why don't you?
Now batting number 9, Alex Ramirez.
Ramirez steps up. He is 0 for 2 and on route to 0 for 3 if he keeps swinging to stuff like that. Struck out his first time up. Grounded into a fielder's choice his second. Lined into left. Is that fair? Yes, you betcha. That's a double at least. Lugo being waved home. The throw at the plate. Moldoff applies the tag. He nailed him. No run score. Aiden Moldoff is clutch. But you can't just give credit to Moldoff. What a throw from left field, too, by Max Burkles. A great throw and a great tag combined to keep this a 3-2 ball game. Watch it one more time. We head to the bottom of the fourth. How else can you describe this but a fun one? As Aiden Moldoff, the man of the hour, will take his second hacks of the night. 8-9-1 batters coming up.
Aiden Moldoff.
8-9-1 batters coming up, starting with Moldoff, who grounded out to the pitcher his first time up. North Broward has traditionally done pretty well in the fourth inning, at least over the last several games. North Broward has won 3 straight Mercy Rule games, and usually around now is when they blow it open, but something about my instinct says it may not happen tonight. Blown by Moldoff. Another strikeout for Ramirez.
Now batting, number 5. Smith.
Here's Alex Smith. Grounded out to third his first time up. Popped straight up and foul. Interesting to see Lugo, the catcher, wearing red catcher's gear. Perhaps a travel team. Usually catchers do their best to coordinate their gear with whatever team they're playing for. Or perhaps Lugo was a transfer. great mysteries of South Florida baseball. Smith fouls it right back off. Sometimes I wish I was wearing a GoPro or something just so you could see exactly how close some of these balls actually get to my face. That one wasn't too far. Or was further than previous ones, is what I meant to say. I didn't get much sleep. 0-2 to Smith. Popped up. Foul again. Night falling on the North Broward Diamond. The field doesn't actually have an official name. You know, Sam Gelfand Stadium has a nice ring to it. Just throwing it out there. Still 0-2. Misses low. As mentioned a little earlier, Smith has doubled his season walk totals in just the last 2 games. He's now up to 7 on the year. Ramirez really wants to close this one out. But Smith fouls it off again. We are well into quality at-bat territory. It's a phrase we've used a lot here, and if you're wondering what a quality at-bat is, it just has to have any of the following: an extra base hit, a sacrifice hit, a walk, a hard hit ball, 6 or more pitches, or 3 pitches after 2 strikes. It's really one of the best metrics of whether or not a player is contributing offensively. You can knock it on base and still have a quality at-bat that still helps your team. And that strikeout's not helping. Smith sent packing by Ramirez.
Now batting, number 2, Kieran O'Neill.
And here comes the most dangerous man in Coconut Creek. The 3-8-12 hitter of the year with 2 home runs tonight. Responsible for both of North Broward's runs. And he finds his way back onto the base paths. O'Neill heading to second now. No throw, and he holds up there a stand-up double. Have yourself a night, why don't ya?
Now batting, number 10, Adrian Rodriguez.
I don't know what's in the water in the O'Neill household, but I need someone to bottle it up for me. That's hit number 21 for O'Neill this season. Can't even tell you how many extra bases he's had. Before this game, he had a .484 slugging percentage. You bet that's just exploded. I'm almost angry with how bewildered I am. How can he possibly be having this much success? Anyway, here's Adrian Rodriguez. Popped up. Catcher wants to get it, but it goes foul. Rodriguez 1 for 2 tonight with a single. He's been on a hot streak of his own, batting average up to .296. And an on-base percentage up to .443. He's a junior, but this is his 3rd varsity year. Rodriguez lines one right back to Arena at second. And O'Neill can't come home. We're stuck at 3-2 as we head to the 5th. Nate Hernandez taking the mound for North Broward now. Baldassari's final line, at least to the best that I can calculate. 4 innings pitched, 6 hits on the board, although I counted 3, depending on how many errors there were. 3 runs, either 0 or 1 of them were earned. I'm going to have to check the official scores on that. 4 walks, 5 strikeouts. Velocity has been the name of the game for North Broward this year. Hernandez up to 87. As the 3-4-5 batters come up for the Gators. A solid outing for Baldassari, though not what we're typically expecting from him or see from him. Usually much more shutdown. But for just about any other pitcher, that'd be a good start. Hernandez blows it by. Gabriel Bellini, 0 for 2 today. Bellini has some pretty decent power potential. Though another fastball gets by him. Here's the 1-2. Hernandez rings up the first batter he sees. A very encouraging start. Now here's Moda, who walked, then stole a base last time up. Fouled off. Moda, arguably the most productive batter for the Everglades Gators. And Hernandez brushes him back. Quite literally a heads-up pitch. Drops in a curve at 69 miles an hour, though it does miss. But Hernandez has a pretty wicked curve if he can place it. And back to the fastball at 84. This is what makes pitchers dangerous, is that 15-mile-an-hour difference between their fastball and their breaking balls. Being able to vary up that velocity really throws a batter off. Misses high, and that's a walk. Never want to follow up a strikeout with a walk, but sometimes that's the hands you're dealt.
Now batting number 27, Romero.
Eli Romero having himself a nice little night. Singled, later scored, and then walked in his first 2 plate appearances. Now a runner on with 1 out, and the first pitch finds the zone. Hernandez really milking this. Runner goes. Throw from Moldoff goes into the outfield. And the umpire looks like he rules that there was interference. That is indeed hitter's interference. You don't see that too often. Romero in the way of Moldoff's throw. And that's an out. Hitter has to go back to first, not even a stolen base. That happens so rarely, I don't even know how you denote this on a scorecard. H-I, I guess? Hi. Either way, here's Arena. And a throwback to first. After all, they know Moto's a stolen base threat. This has been an interesting one. No way around it. Curve misses high. Twists and turns. O'Neill having an incredible night. A strike zone that seems to be changing at every opportunity. Lots of hits, lots of strikeouts. A hitter's interference call. I mean, this is what baseball's all about. This is why this sport's so great, because there's so much weird stuff in baseball that you just don't get in other sports. And the pitch that has been traditionally a strike for most of this game seems to be called a ball. Once again, I think that may have missed the zone, but it was certainly close. The pitchers have really been trying to paint the corners for both teams tonight. And the curve misses low. 3-1 now. Here it comes. And it's hit into left field. Burkles going back and makes the catch at the warning track to get North Broward out of the top of the fifth. Well hit ball, but the wind is not blowing in the favor of Arena. And that'll do it. We'll be back after this. Burkles, Haslam, Harrison due up for North Broward here in the bottom of the fifth. The Eagles still trying to not only retake the lead, but get any runner across the plate that isn't Kieran O'Neill.
Number 3, Max Burkles.
O'Neill has carried the entire offense so far tonight. Not that other people haven't gotten on base, just that no one else has come across home plate. Burkles, though, is 2 for 2 with a single and a double. He's the hard parts away from a cycle. That ball low and inside. Ramirez still on the mound for Everglades. A mighty hack from Burkles. The wind's still blowing hard, though it keeps changing direction. Now it's back out to left field. And back towards home. And back out to left field. I'm not even going to try to keep up. 1-1, just barely misses outside. If you can read lips, you can tell me what Burkles and the umpire were just talking about. As it's now 2-1. Catcher sets up outside. And that's only 2 strikes, but they throw it around. That's just 2 strikes. In another time, that would have made it to the wide world of sports. But it is a 2-2 count. Ramirez a little frustrated that it wasn't a punch out. Burkles relieved. And the catcher, Lugo, has to be kicking himself. We all make mistakes. It's so easy to get lost. I mean, you got, what, 50 batters at least between both teams, different counts for each of them. Misses low, and it's a full count. And just think about how many different counts you have to keep track of as a game goes on. You're going to get lost at some point. It's inevitable. Full count, Ramirez deals. And Burkholz fouls it off. Thank you so much for joining us here on YouTube. Sam Gelfand, not only on the call, but running every single aspect of this broadcast, the cameras, the graphics, you name it. And Burkholz works it to a walk. Another quality at-bat from North Broward puts one on for Josiah Haslam. We got a mound visit. Manager Carlos Perez is not going to be heading to the bump, though, so Ramirez probably not ending his night. Of course, I've been wrong before. I was wrong to start this game off. Pitching has not been Everglades' strong suit, though. A team ERA of 3.73. A whip of 154, but look at that strikeout to walk ratio, 274. Rather impressive, but the opposing batting average of 270, not quite as much. Haslam hoping to do some damage here.
Now batting, number 34, Josiah Haslam.
It's been a little too long since we had a good Haslam mash, and I don't want to call it, but it'd be nice to see. Hey, on senior night, feels like this would be the right time. Haslam swinging for the fences, fouls it straight back, and you know if you foul it straight back, it's just a minor adjustment to make before you can hit a ball in play. Haslam 1 for 2 with a single and a strikeout. And a lot of debate as to whether or not that strikeout was fairly called, as that is popped straight up into the infield. Coming in is the first baseman, Moda, who makes the catch. That'll bring up Harrison. Harrison up with one out and a runner on first. He is also 1 for 2 with a single and popped up to first in his second at-bat. Harrison wasn't getting too much playing time in the first half of the season, and then over the last couple of games, he has really started to heat up. Time has been called. Not 100% sure what's going on here, but there's a discussion between the bases umpire and manager Brian Campbell. Just look at how much the camera is shaking, shows you just how windy it is here. Umpire appears to be explaining something to Campbell. Accepts the explanation. Still not 100% clear what was being discussed, though. Even broadcasting in 1080p, it's hard to read lips. It's a 1-0 count to Harrison with a runner on first and one out. That's a strike, but Harrison watches it go. It's like that low and outside part of the zone has been blinking in and out this whole game. Sometimes it's a strike, sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's hard to tell. Runner takes off. Here comes a throw. Lugo does not get there in time. And Burkholz has himself a stolen base. Burkholz has been able to snag a bag on occasion. That is his 4th of the year. Now it's a 1-2 count to Harrison. Ramirez really trying to take his time, throw Harrison off as he steps off the rubber. It's that classic duel between batter and pitcher. Each one trying to grab the pendulum of momentum, make each other work at each other's pace. And time is finally called. Now, this is like the baseball equivalent of a game of chicken right now, as neither one wants to blink. Neither one gives way, and it's like an anti-at-bat. Chicken, of course, appropriate for Soup up at bat. Here's Ramirez. Outside, and it's 2-2. All that for a ball. North Broward won't complain. 2-2 with a runner on second. That is called for a strike, and Harrison goes back to the bench.
Now batting, number 8, Anthony Mestre.
North Broward evenly split between swinging and looking strikeouts tonight. But the team generally has had a pretty good eye, as Mestre watches the first pitch go by for a strike. Mestre struck out looking his last at-bat. In the first, he was hit by a pitch. So he is 0 for 1 tonight. Well outside. You could be generous, called a pitch out. After all, Burkholz has already stolen one base. You see him there on second. Mestre pops it sky high. Left side of the field, the wind blowing it. But Amwedo is able to bring it down. And we head to the 6th now. North Broward behind 3-2. How often do you see that? Here in the 6th now, North Broward trails 3-2. 7, 8, 9 batters coming up for Nate Hernandez to face. And this is not the North Broward team that we have seen over the past 3 games. Though heaters like that certainly are. Remember, coming into this one, North Broward had 3 straight Mercy Rule wins against 3 dynamite teams, too. Especially last night, St. John Newman. And the Everglades fans not happy about that one. Remember, it's not about where the ball finishes, but where it crosses the plate. Fastball misses high. Last night, of course, North Broward took on the number 2 team in all of Florida 1A. Sent them back to Naples after an 11-0 game. Hernandez blows it by Amwedo.
Now batting number 2, Pedro Duran.
No way he was catching up to that one. Now here's Duran. Another pitch allegedly misses. I mean, you can't really see the plate with your view at home, but you have a general idea of where it is. You can be the judge. But once again, I will say umpiring is one of the hardest jobs to do in sports. And that was a definite strike despite Duran's attempts at selling. Umpire not buying it. He definitely went. And now it's a 2-2 count. Hernandez's last appearance was on the 18th against Coral Springs Charter. 2 innings pitched, 5 strikeouts, 2 walks. He does not get a strikeout there. It's a full count. Three-two. Swung on and missed, and that's 2 strikeouts in the 6th. Hernandez starting to put something together.
Now batting number 11, Chris Cole.
That's 3 strikeouts for him as Colon steps up to bat. You may have heard the PA announcer. Normally does a very good job, but this is the importance of making sure that when you give someone a lineup card, there's an accent on the vowel. Hernandez still blowing it by the Gators. Finds a sign he likes. Here's the 1-2. Ooh, the curveball misses high. That's a pitch he's gotten many strikeouts with this season. Hernandez with a 1.24 ERA coming into this one and 17 innings of work. Another fireball, and Hernandez strikes out the side. Three straight swinging strikeouts as well. And they just get prettier and prettier. We head to the bottom of the 6th. Now, if you're North Broward, the question becomes, what do you take away from this game so far? Because there's been some very solid pitching. They've had some good chances at bat. They've had some solid base knocks. Kieran O'Neill has been on fire. But they're still behind 3-2, which is a position they're not used to finding themselves in. Camacho hits the first one he sees into the hole next to the shortstop, and Camacho is thinking about going to second, decides to stay on first, and that's a tone setter. A big base hit for Adolfo Camacho. And now we've got a pinch hitter. That's Rodrigo Lithgow.
Now batting number 27, Rodrigo Lithgow.
He's pinch hitting for Moldoff. Thinks about laying down a bunt. Is able to do so. Ramirez flips it over to first, and Lithgow moves the runner. That is a successful sack bunt. That is so textbook, just how they teach you to do it.
Now batting, number 5, Alex Smith.
If you're Coach Campbell, you're happy with that. And now that brings up Smith, who was 0 for 2 today. But there's a runner on second with 1 out. North Broward really does not want to have a bottom of the 7th. Pitch misses low. Ramirez has been humming in this one, but it also says a lot about manager Carlos Perez that he's willing to let his pitcher stay in through the 6th. Not something you often see at high school ball. Misses low again. Here it comes. 3 misses in a row. Smith spinning his bat like a Jedi Master. Hoping to force a hit here, perhaps bring in a run. It's low, but that is a strike. That's right at the knees. Still a hitter's count. Still plenty he can do. And Smith hits one down the line in left field. Runner being waved around. Camacho will score. And Smith pulls up with a double. It is all tied up. North Broward makes it a 3-3 game. You know, it's hard to say.
Number 2, Kieran O'Neill.
It's almost a little unbelievable to say, but in a game where Kieran O'Neill has 2 home runs, that was the biggest hit of the night. And O'Neill has been intentionally walked. That's the first intentional walk that I've seen at this ballpark this whole year, and you know what? That's a great reason to do it.
Number 10, Adrian Rodriguez.
I do not think a single soul is going to debate Everglades' call to intentionally walk O'Neill. But now there's 2 on for Adrian Rodriguez with 1 out. And Rodriguez hits it off the base of the bat, right back to the shortstop, Bellini.
Now batting, number 3, Max Burkle.
There's still 2 on now for Burkles, who is 2 for 2 with a single, a double, and a walk, and a stolen base. This game is truly getting interesting. Burkle swings for the fences, but instead sends it to Lions Road. The North Broward dugout fired up, and rightfully so. 2 on, 2 out for their best contact hitter. On the ground to second, and they get the out at first. North Broward, though, puts up 1. It's a tie ball game as we head to the 7th. High drama here in Coconut Creek. You'd hope that North Broward wouldn't have concern right now, just cautious optimism, but Nate Hernandez was cramping up during the break between the 6th and 7th innings, had to go get some water from the dugout. And hopefully he'll be all right, but North Broward riding high coming into this one, another 11-0 Mercy Rule win, a huge game for O'Neill. Logan Bristol pitched a gem as well. As a first pitch is fouled off to the leadoff hitter Lugo. If Hernandez can come back from cramping and keep pitching as he has so far, that is a seriously impressive feat. Just a little high, not to most batters, but Lugo is 5'9". He has a double, a sacrifice fly with an RBI, and a walk on the night. Strike at the hands, and it's 2-2. Now, relievers are used to pitching under pressure, but there's a lot here for Hernandez right now. It's his job to make sure that Everglades doesn't put another on the board, and North Broward's job doesn't get harder in the bottom of the 7th. Lugo calls time. Lugo batting .344 this season. Here's the 2-2. Swung on and missed, and that is 4 straight strikeouts for Hernandez.
Now batting number 9, Alex Ramirez.
Four straight swinging strikeouts, no less. That brings up Alex Ramirez, the pitcher, who's hit into 2 fielders' choices and struck out tonight. Hernandez throwing nasty stuff out there. Fouled off, and it's 0-2. Here it comes. Misses high. Pitcher's duel here. The 1-2. Curveball drops in just outside. And Ramirez showing off his eye. Fouled off down the right field line. It'll head to the softball field. Still a 2-2 count for Hernandez and Ramirez. Another foul ball. And Ramirez has to make sure that he doesn't tire himself out at bat because he may still have to pitch the bottom of the 7th. The curve just misses. I don't know how Ramirez held off on that one. But it's a full count now. Worked from an 0-2 to a 3-2, mark of a great at-bat. Everglades dugout fires up. Here it comes. And that is a walk. Huge for the Gators.
Number 6, Gabriel Bellini.
Gabe Bellini up to bat now. He was 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts, a swinging and a looking strikeout. Now there's a runner on first with 1 out. Ramirez might be the biggest stolen base threat of all, as the pitch goes out of Moldov's glove, and Ramirez is very safe on second. That is his 13th stolen base of the year. "13 stolen bases, a very impressive number. That's half of what the entirety of North Broward has total." The 1-0 drops well outside. Moldov doing a good job tracking that down. Here's the 2-0. Misses again, and Hernandez might be getting in his own head. Smith coming over to calm him down. You know, I was talking to Hernandez after the game last night and told me he had a test to worry about today, so hopefully the results of that are not still going through his head. These are the sort of things that high school athletes have to worry about, the professional ones don't. Makes things interesting. Here's a 3-0. In for a strike, and Bellini tossed the bat. He was sure he was getting a free pass. You know, as a hitter, you have to try to sell that sort of thing. If you toss the bat, it could help convince the umpire it was a ball. That is low, gets away, and that's a couple walks in a row for Hernandez.
Now batting number 22, Alex Mota.
Mota has already walked twice tonight. North Broward knows they do not want to let him have a third. There are 2 pitchers up in the North Broward bullpen right now, just in case. As Hernandez misses again. Two runners on. That's like ball 6. North Broward coaches look like they're debating whether or not they should go out and talk to him. Have to imagine if another hitter is allowed, or if another runner is allowed, we may see a new pitcher. Ball 3, and frankly, unless there's a strikeout here, I would imagine this would have to be Hernandez's last batter. Inside, but a strike. A little bit of late movement on that fastball. Here's Hernandez. High, 3 walks in a row, and Brian Campbell's coming out. Hernandez's night is done. You hate to see it end like that. So that's the end of his night. He showed flashes of brilliance and sputtered at the finish. 5 strikeouts on the night for Hernandez, but 4 walks as well. And it looks like the new pitcher is Julian Rodriguez. Rodriguez has pitched 3 1/3 innings so far this year. Has not allowed a run, at least an earned run. A single run, but it was not earned. Those 3 1/3, 1 hit, 3 walks, 2 strikeouts. And now that the Beatles are playing here in the ballpark, I'm going to go to commercial, even though we don't have commercials. Just go to break because I don't want this to get like super claimed on YouTube. We'll be right back. There were a few quicker ways to get your YouTube channel, like permanently erased from the face of the earth and playing a Beatles song, so sorry we had to step away from that. Rodriguez hasn't pitched much this year, but despite being a sophomore, he does throw a fastball at 87 miles an hour. Got the radar right here, we'll test that out. And that first fastball's high at 85. And there's a strike also at 85. You know, Rodriguez has a very unique perspective because right now Moldov's behind the plate, but Rodriguez is traditionally North Broward's starting catcher. And when you're both a catcher and a pitcher, you really know what each position wants from each other. It makes that dynamic between the catcher and the pitcher so much easier to come by. Now it's 1-2 to Romero. Fouled off. Romero singled his first at-bat. Last time up, he was called out for hitter's interference. The 1-2. Romero ringed up at the corners, and Rodriguez starts his night off right. Romero rung up at the corner, and Rodriguez starts his night off right. I'm just going to say that again because there's no such word as ringed, it's rung, and as a journalism student, a major, and professional journalist, I should know that. I've been working in TV for years now. I should know the difference. I should know there's no such thing as ringed. And another strike. Rodriguez looks calm out there. So that one does miss. The batter, Urena, flew out to left last time he was up. Is 1 for 3 on the day. Tries to get him to chase it, but Urena holds off. This game has had everyone on the edge of their seat the whole time. Urena hits it right side, Haslam underneath it, and North Broward gets out of the inning. We head to the bottom of the 7th with the game on the line. Stay with us for what could be an exciting climax. Bottom of the 7th. It is crunch time for North Broward, and who else comes up but Josiah Haslam?
Josiah Haslam.
Ramirez still on the mound for Everglades. And you don't want to put pressure on him, but Haslam has already hit a walk-off homer this season against Archbishop McCarthy. He's seen this pitcher 3 times before. This is his 4th. He's got to be familiar. And if there's ever a time to break that home run drought, it would be now. It's senior night. His parents are in the stands. And Haslam sends one into left field. A big hit sends him to first, and North Broward is on the base paths already. We've got a pinch hitter now. Looks like it's Marcus Hall.
Batting number 24, Marcus Hall.
Hall, a go-to pinch hitter for North Broward. The runner on first. Lays down a bunt. Fielded by Amuedo, and they get the out at first, but Haslam moves to second. Another perfect sacrifice bunt. And we're getting a pinch runner as well. The pitcher, Jack Rostock, has come out to pinch run for Haslam. Haven't seen that so far this year, and Mestre will stroll to the plate. Lots of moves being made here. How often do you see a pitcher used as a pinch runner? But there's one on second as there's one out for Mestre. He was 0 for 2 with a hit by pitch today. Watch the first pitch go by. Catcher nearly loses it, but Lugo able to figure out where it is and keep Rostock on first, or on second. I mean, he doesn't even have any batting gloves out there. Does Rostock own a pair of batting gloves? I mean, it's not really that you need batting gloves when you're running, but, you know, it's just nice to keep the dirt out of your hands, really. If you end up sliding head first. Mestre holds off on the high pitch. Pretty close, but it did not look like he went around. And it's a 3-0 count. And we may have a mound visit here. Indeed we do. Ramirez basically saying, hey, what's going on? Ramirez stays in the game. It looks like they're intentionally walking Mestre to bring up Camacho. Got to admit, pretty I've used the word interesting so many times tonight. Pretty unique, let's say. Haven't seen an intentional. Haven't seen an intentional walk all season. We've got 2 tonight from Everglades. Now there's 2 on with 1 out for Camacho. That is chopped just foul. I'm not sure Everglades realizes what a tear Camacho's been on over the past few games. Last night against St. John Newman, 1 for 2 with 2 runs and RBI. and a hit by pitch. Arguably second to O'Neill and who's hottest on this team. Hits the handle of the bat and is fouled off. It's 0-2. It is true that Camacho does strike out a lot. He has 7 walks and 19 strikeouts on the season. But he's got a lot of power out there. Big, lean frame. Knows how to hit. Big uppercut swing. Either way, here's the 0-2. And Ramirez finds the zone. And Camacho goes back to the bench.
Now batting, number 7, Brayden Hassel.
We have another pinch hitter. This time it's Hassel. Outside corner, that's a strike. Hassel last batted on the 21st against Boca Raton. He was 2 for 3 with 2 doubles and 3 RBIs in that game. He has to be hoping he'll replicate some of that success in this at-bat. Fouled off, and once again in an 0-2 hole. North Broward 1 strike away from sending us to some free baseball. But if that is the case, it'd be the 9-1-2 hitters in the 8th. The 0-2. Too far outside, it's 1-2. I mean, that was well into the batter's box. That was not a close call. The Everglades fans will tell you otherwise. Hassel braces himself. Lays off, and it's 2-2. A pivotal at-bat taking place here. Mestre on first. Rostock, the pinch runner, on second. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The payoff pitch. Fouled off. Not yet the payoff pitch. High drama in Coconut Creek. The weight of the world on Hassel's shoulders right now. And he hits one to the shortstop, fielded, thrown across the diamond, and they get him by a step. We head to extras. A great throw from Bellini sends us to free baseball. That's about as close as it comes, though. Thank you for joining us. We got more action coming up next. An unusual scene at North Broward Prep. Usually I've just gotten home from a game right about now. And instead we're heading to the top of the 8th. Almuedo will be the first batter to face Rodriguez in this inning. Looks like part of the catcher's gear, I believe that may be the pitch comm system, is being fidgeted with by manager Brian Campbell. I still think it's the coolest thing that we've got pitch comm at the high school level. Technology really has come so far. Also, it looks like Moldoff is out of this game. That's Braden Hassel behind the plate now. And that is popped foul. Rodriguez working real fast, but does not get the strike for it. Now that's a great mature sign of a pitcher right there. As soon as he gets back into the box, he's already throwing. That is how you dictate the pace of an at-bat. And whoever wins the pacing of an at-bat usually wins the at-bat. Failed off again. Because now, Amuedo is on the defensive. He has no choice. He doesn't have time to get comfortable in the box. He doesn't have time to do what he wants to. Have his whole little routine. He's just got to get ready. But he hits one right back to Rodriguez, who slips on the mound. Still makes the throw over to first, though. Great reaction time, even though he had to contend with a little bit of unfavorable dirt. Here's Duran. And Duran fouls off the first pitch he sees. Duran batting .281 this season, 9 hits. 2 walks, 12 strikeouts. We'll make that 14. He had 2 tonight. Rodriguez throwing gas out there. You know, the choice of whether or not you want a new ball really actually depends on the type of pitcher you have out there. So that one is fouled right back off. If you got a pitcher who has strong breaking balls, you may want to leave a scuffed ball in play because it can actually lead to more break. A pitcher with a better fastball, though, like Rodriguez, you want fresh ones. Because that scuff could slow the ball down a little bit. Here's the 1-2. Hit straight up in the air. O'Neill calls for it, brings it down. Had time to grab a cup of coffee while we waited for that ball to fall. Now there's 2 outs.
Now batting number 11, Chris Cole.
And it's Colon. The wind is still blowing. I mean, it was windy yesterday, but it was nothing compared to today. Reminds me of my time living in Oklahoma. It feels like Tornado Alley again. And Rodriguez blows that one past. It's 0-2. Perhaps a little too much on it. Release point a little too late, and now it's 1-2. .88 miles an hour, a new high for Rodriguez as he sends us to the bottom of the 8th. A new top speed record for Rodriguez, the sophomore. And we'll be back with North Broward at the bat. The Gators finally have a new pitcher on the mound. It's the junior lefty Cole Hodges, who does not seem to have appeared in a game so far this season. This may be his first appearance. And he's doing it against the 9-1-2 hitters. Smith with that oh-so-crucial RBI double in the 6th to keep this game alive. He will be Hodges' first test of the season. He was mostly throwing breaking balls during his warm-ups. So we'll see if we get a sense of his fastball. Well, that one goes in at 72. Smart to bring in a lefty against the lefty Smith, because that first batter of this inning is very crucial. You might have heard the yelp of pain from Smith as that one hit him in the ribs. Now here's a question. Will they intentionally walk O'Neill again?
Number 2, Kieran O'Neill.
O'Neill's going to be given a chance to bat. We'll see if that's a mistake. Wind is blowing out to left field, as it has during both of his homers. That nearly hits him. Perhaps a warning from Hodges. Or perhaps just him shaking off the rust. I think he'd probably tell you he's shaking off the rust. O'Neill wisely watches the first strike go by. 71 miles an hour on that. Hodges not exactly throwing heat out there, but, you know, Brian Campbell was telling me earlier, last year it was the slower pitchers that they had the most trouble with. Popped up foul, it's 1-2. After all, when you're used to fireballers all day, you're used to people throwing in the high 80s, low 90s. When someone comes out throwing 75 but throwing junk, you're just not used to it. It can be very hard to adapt. Runner goes, popped up, that will go out of play. Nearly takes out a spectator. If there's anyone North Broward wants up in this spot right now, it is O'Neill. 3 for 3, 2 homers, a double, and an intentional walk tonight. I mean, is it possible to have a better game? We might see in a pitch or two. Swinging for the fences, it's a pop-up. First baseman Mota calls for it. And O'Neill has finally been retired tonight.
Now batting, number 10, Adrian Rodriguez.
Yeah, I didn't know it was possible for O'Neill to get out either. I mean, who would have expected that? Here's Rodriguez, the other Rodriguez. Runner takes off. Lugo throws. And Smith is safe. His second stolen base of the year. Now a runner in scoring position. North Broward's got to be feeling good. Too far inside to Rodriguez, who is 1 for 4 tonight. Swung at a pitch he probably shouldn't have. That was well outside. Now it's 1-2. Fastball with a little bit of late movement. Here it comes. 66 miles an hour is that breaking ball. Got to be one of the slower pitches North Broward's seen this whole season. The 2-2. Fouled off. Rodriguez still chasing those pitches outside. I mean, they're power hitters' pitches. I wouldn't necessarily call Rodriguez a power hitter. Of course, everyone wants to swing for the fences in a scenario like this. Everyone wants to send the crowd home happy, but any coach is going to tell you, just make contact. Rodriguez does not hold off. Take another look for yourself. It looked like he held off to me.
Number 3, Max.
The umpire disagrees. And that brings up Burkles, who is someone North Broward's happy to have up in this scenario, their best contact hitter, with a runner on second. That looks like it hit Burkles as the runner advances to third. I mean, it sounded like it hit him. Let's take a look. Isn't replay wonderful? Oh, that's hard to tell. Could have brushed him. Either way, it's a 1-0 count. But Burkles makes contact. First baseman has trouble with it. No one's there. Smith scores, and North Broward wins. It gets past Moda. The second walk-off win of North Broward's season. And the Eagles have won 7 straight games. No better way to cap off senior night than Max Burkles getting the winning hit with his parents in the stands. Here it is one more time. Moda just couldn't hang on to it. No one covered the bag. It gave Smith time to score. And North Broward takes it 4-3. What a game. There's not much more to say about it than that. It's got to be one of the most exciting games we've seen all season. Back and forth action, home runs, strange calls, everything you could possibly want from a baseball game we got tonight. Thank you so very much for joining us here exclusively on YouTube. My name is Sam Gelfand, and on behalf of everyone here at the North Broward Preparatory School and the Florida High School Athletic Association, have a very good night wherever you may be.